Today, Porsches include a 356, a 944, a GT4, 14 911s, including a speedster and a GT3. Ferraris include a 328 and a 360 Spider. Hi there. Porsche Sold on Bring a Trailer include a Guards Red 1986 944 Turbo with 87,000 miles that sold for $26,000. A decent car, this sold above my expectation and was well sold. A black 2003 911 C4S Coupe with 76,000 miles sold for $36,000. Probably within the fair price zone, this is a nice 996 for the money. Another 911 C4S, this a triple black 2008 Cabriolet with 52,000 miles sold for $48,750. A clean car, a strange auction. Overall, this was a fair sale. A midnight blue over sand beige 11,000 mile 2007 911S Cabriolet sold for $58,000. A nice exterior and a soggy sea of sand with a splash of seaweed on the console. This was well sold. A platinum over brown 39,000 mile 1984 911 Targa sold for $64,411. A better than average car, this sold at an average price. Well purchased. A stone gray 1989 911 C4 Coupe with 130,000 miles sold for $82,000. A good color, this was on the high side of fair. A repainted red 1964 356C Coupe sold for $83,001. Originally light ivory, what else? This replacement engine car was a fair price for a decent driver. A white 2016 Cayman GT4 with 31,000 miles sold for $104,001. The sticker here was $97,000. This was well sold. A canary yellow original owner 1968 911L Coupe presented by a great seller sold for $160,000. This car has a few dings and it leaks oil, but it was loved by the bidding audience as it is as original as it gets, unrestored. This was well sold. A gray, modified RSR-Style 1974 911 Coupe 3.6 liter presented by a great seller sold for $166,000. Sold last November for $195,000. This was a better price on a very nice build and a fair sale, perhaps a bargain. A third 911 C4S, this a Grand Prix white 28,000 mile 1996 sold for $181,993. A good looking white car and blue inside, this was well sold. Another Grand Prix white 1989 911 Turbo Coupe with 48,000 miles presented by a great seller sold for $200,000. As usual, well presented and as is typically the case, well sold. Another 89, this a triple black Canadian market 1989 911 Speedster with 3,000 kilometers sold for $238,000. One of 17 made for Canada, this was very well sold. I'll show more and talk about this speedster in today's short video. A black 2022 911 GT3 Touring with 984 miles sold for $279,000. Sticker here, 216. Very well sold. For Ferrari, a Grigio Titanio over blue 10,000 mile 2004 360 Spider sold for $152,000. A nice car. This was well purchased. On Cars and Bids, a Carrera White extensively modified 2002 Porsche 911 Turbo Coupe with 89,000 miles sold for $46,000. A few more miles than is typical, and with the front wheels no longer pulling, this was well purchased. A black, modified 1995 911 with 56,000 miles sold for $67,500. The mods probably held this back a bit. This was well purchased. An agate gray 2014 911S Coupe with 35,000 miles sold for $73,911. A pretty clean car, this was a fair sale. On PCarMarket, a Rosso Corsa over beige 20,000 mile 1987 Ferrari 328 GTS sold for $91,000. A fine low-mile car, this was a fair sale. 2 cars on Bring a Trailer were bid with their reserves not met today, November 20th. A Zenith Blue over Gray 15,000 mile 2000 Porsche Boxster S was bid to $17,300. A Rosso Corsa Euro US Federalized 1988 Ferrari Testarossa with 8,000 kilometers located in Canada was bid to $99,000. That's a wrap for today. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow. Be well.